and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pop.
This year, and they have a great team, very physical up front on both sides, and I think that's the key to the game tonight. Our offense and defensive lines came to play. We were able to shut the run down on defense, kept them in long situations, which helped on our third down conversion. Our defense is outstanding on third down, getting off the field. Offensively, being able to run the football. It was very tough going. Sledden always kept pounding and pounding and pounding. And then Kellen kept making the play action passes and the plays with his legs and his feet and his reads and did a good job. But I think the key was up front. Very proud of our team. Very sound. Great on third down. We were 3 of 14. They were to our defense got off the field. On offense, we were 12 of 16. I know the first three touchdowns in the first half were all third down conversions in the red zone. That's the difference of 21-0 to 9-0. That was huge. Our players, everybody executing down there in those moments. Great balance, run, pass. Red zone, we were 5 out of 5 touchdowns. Scoring touchdowns in the red zone's huge. Not kicking field goals. And on defense, our guys keeping them out of there. And special teams are very good. Nick punted the ball very well. We kicked off good. Had one little squib there, but did a nice job, sound across the board.
And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, today's date is Sunday, November 8th, 2020, in this great, beautiful city of Houston, Texas. I feel good. Don't you guys feel good? This is the day after Texas A&M handed South Carolina a loss by 48-3. Wow. And as I was reading, and I was looking at the highlights on SEC Now and things like that. If you guys didn't watch that, please, man, do so when you guys get up in the morning or at night and things like that. But I record it because of the simple fact that I love to do analysis on my team, which is Texas A&M, and also on other teams as well down the stretch. But as I was reading down there, it said that South Carolina is 0-7. This is by far, I believe it said at the bottom, the first time ever where South Carolina hadn't won any games against a single opponent, which they go up against each and every year. Shout out to Texas A&M for just keeping that streak alive, man. Wow. Shout out to Texas A&M once again for just keeping that momentum and that streak alive, man. Wow, we are changing the game. We are rewriting Texas A&M history and everything. Also, this is the first time ever where Texas A&M won by a huge amount against an FBS program. No, the second time that we won by a large deficit against an FBS team in program history. A lot of you guys did not know this, and I know you guys did not know this. Me personally, myself, I did not know this. Now, I did know that when Johnny Manziel was playing, he blew out a couple of teams, so I remember one game, I think it was against Arkansas. It's like 59-10 or something like that. That was the largest blowout win we had ever had against Arkansas, period. So this is the second. This is the second largest win what we've had against the FBS team in program history. When I tell you guys that Texas A&M is rewriting their own history, please believe me when I say that. Texas A&M is once again rewriting their own history, but now we're in the SEC rewriting the history books as we speak. This is what I've been trying to get you guys to believe in, man. Believe in it. A lot of guys don't want to believe in it because they were just simply waiting on the Texas A&M program and those players alone to believe in themselves, which I get, because ain't nobody going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So what we're seeing now is a Texas A&M football program that's just believing in themselves. They're believing that they can be winners. They're believing that they're contenders. Now, a lot of people are talking about the college football playoffs. I'm here to tell you guys, now that Texas A&M football program thinks about it, but I don't believe that they're thinking about the playoffs in their mind. What they're thinking about is just rewriting history, like I just told you guys. All they want to do is just keep on winning games and solidify something that's being put out on the field and being put out in wins, okay? They're continuing to grow. So, as what I'm reading right now, A&M has just moved up to number 6 in the polls. You know, on yesterday, I kind of made an argument of we may be looking at the 4th best team, you know, in all of college football. Now, of course, we weren't going to move up to number 4 easily. You know, I understand that. With Notre Dame just winning against Clemson. Notre Dame is beating Clemson down. Yes, down goes Frazier, people. Also, Florida has beaten Georgia. Yes, down goes Frazier, people. It was a wild upset weekend. It was an upset weekend for the ages. That Notre Dame and Clemson game was good. Although this doesn't have nothing to do with Texas A&M, but it could going forward later on in the season if A&M closes out with a 9-1 record. See, that's what everybody has to understand. If A&M can close out with a 9-1 record, like I know they can, and like I know they will do, then that speaks volume. The only people that we have left on our record with a winning record is Auburn University, in which they have us on a percentage where we have a 23% chance to win that game, only because it's at Auburn, you know, which is a hard-ass place to play. There's something about Jordan Hare where it's really, really hard to come down there and get a win and go home, you know, and I understand it, rightfully so understand it. But from my own analysis, Auburn in a good football team. Now, they did what they had to do against LSU, and that's fine. But Auburn in a good football team, in my own analysis, okay? But as the season progresses, who knows? Auburn may continue to get better just as well as Texas A&M is continuing to get better as the season goes along. What Texas A&M is doing now is they're taking it one game at a time. And that is the mindset, one game at a time. Because in the SEC alone, as well as other conferences, you can get beat on any Saturday. Please believe that. You can get beat on any Saturday. It is not a Saturday to where you cannot get beat. All right? Please remember that. It is not a Saturday to where you cannot get beat. But as of right now, Texas A&M is rolling, and that's what we all have been waiting to see. Okay? So, let me go ahead and kind of get on into some news here. So with the recruiting, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm not going to talk about this for long. So with the recruiting, top 50 defensive end, Tomas Adele down to 3, closing on decision. So as I can see, let me go ahead and look. And this was updated 44 minutes ago, you know, so this is not no BS that I'm reading to you guys. I told you guys, it starts with recruiting, man. It starts with recruiting the guys that you want and that you guys, and the guys that you see fit to fit a certain system and how you want your program to be in the future going forward. So defensive end, Tomas Adele is back in Katy after spending the spring at IMG Academy. After decommitting from Ohio State in August, he is now a final 3 of A&M, Alabama, and Florida. In my mind, I'm going to put this out there. And this will be a high commit on that defensive side of the ball. He will commit to Texas A&M. It's no doubt in my mind about that. I understand we're in the running for Alabama and Florida, and only person I'm looking at is Alabama being there to just ultimately take him if he chooses to go there. But from right now and leading up to early signing period and National Signing Day, I believe that we're in the driver's seat to get that guy. I truly, honestly believe that. What we're seeing now is is something that A&M is doing on that defensive side of the ball that we haven't seen in the back half of the season. See, I told you guys, there's a difference between the first half and the back half. So we're getting to the back half of the season, and the defensive line is still playing at an elite level that it needs to play at in order to keep on going later on in the season. All right, so please understand that. But that's once again Tomas Adele from Katy, Texas. I believe that he will commit to A&M when it's all over and done with. All right. So, anywho, let's keep on going. I just wanted to give you guys like just some quick little updates. Jimbo Fisher on Damani Richardson. So Damani Richardson did not play. He was a starting safety, if you guys did not notice. So he did not play because he had tested positive for COVID-19. Only one, people. That's the only one player. He did not suit up anything. So he's tested positive for COVID-19 on last Thursday. So, of course, we had to keep him out because of protocols and things like that. And you don't want him getting on that bus nor being around anybody. So he's in the recovery period. He should be doing good. We may not see him next week. If anything, we should see him the week after next against Ole Miss. That's when we should see him against Ole Miss. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But back half of the season, the depth chart showed last game of why it's important to have depth after those guys aren't there. Okay? Anywho, Isaiah Spiller. I know a lot of you guys want to hear about him. Isaiah Spiller, he was good. He could have returned. But from how the way Isaiah Spiller runs in the first half, and he naturally goes like over 90 or he goes over 80 yards in the first half alone. When he gets to the second half, it really ain't no reason to play him if you just don't need him. But then again, Isaiah Spiller has gotten to the point where he can now share reps. He can share reps with Devon Unshay. All right? He can share reps with that guy. He can share reps with Devon Unshay. Okay? He can continue to share reps from him because I told you guys, man, this is exciting for this Texas A&M program. We have running backs in the stable that's out this world. And I told you guys that. We have running backs in the stable that is out this world, okay? All right. And our offensive lineman, Jared Hawker, I did not know that he had went out. This is my honest mistake on this because I wasn't paying attention, obviously. But I did not know that he had even much went out. But he should be ready for next week. So we're not going to actually lose him for no period of time. So he should be ready to come next week. All right. All right. Anywho, let's continue to go. So in that game, it was very, very exciting. We seen a 48-3 shutout. I wish it would have been 48-0, but we seen a 48-3 shutout. It's nobody that can come on this page and tell me, oh, well, I knew it was going to be probably nothing. No. What that team did was get into a mode like we had never seen Texas A&M get into. They got into a mode of saying, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. We're better than you, and we're going to show you that we're better than you. Okay? We're going to come out here and we're going to ball out. We're going to play all 4 quarters, and then nobody can tell us shit about it. Nobody can tell us anything. We're the better team, and we know that, and it is what it is. We're going to show you what we are capable of and what we're made of and what we've been working on throughout all of this season. So everybody can say this here, and a lot of people will agree with this. I don't see nobody that will disagree with this. There's a lot of people that will agree with this. After that Alabama game of us getting our ass whooped, Texas A&M has gotten better each and every week on both sides of the football. That team has continued to get better each and every week on both sides of the football. When we won against Florida alone, when we beat, Florida when they were the number 3 team, that team continued to get better and better and better and better. And I hate hearing that the simple fact that, if we put Florida and A&M on the field today, Florida will win that football game. Well, I'm here to tell you this. We aren't going to get a rematch of it, okay? Texas A&M won that game, and that's that. I cannot stand hearing that shit. Texas A&M won that game, and that's that. All right, so we're going to continue to move. We're going to continue to progress. We built a momentum off of that win, and we also built a dynamic mindset of we will not get our asses handed to us no more this season after that loss to Alabama. We put that in our minds that we will not get our asses handed to them. Although everybody will continue to say, oh, okay, well, who else have they played so far? Guys, look at here. We cannot put out there of who we played, nor can we change who we're playing down the stretch. That isn't our fault that the teams that we're playing down the stretch does not have a winning record. That is not on Texas A&M. That is on those teams alone. That is not on the Texas A&M program if they don't have a winning record. That doesn't have shit to do with us. It does not. What does have something to do with us is that Texas A&M is playing at a high level. Texas A&M is now playing at an elite offensive level. What I told you guys in the podcast back was that Jimbo Fisher just simply had to hit the refresh button. And he had to show people that he's still an offensive guru. All right? So he's showing people that he's still an offensive guru, although he doesn't have his hands on everything that the offense is doing. That is Daryl Dickey. Guys have to give Daryl Dickey his credit now. Daryl Dickey himself hit the refresh button and said, okay, we're going to just refresh it. We're going to try some things out new. I think it's time. We're going to pull out the ultimate offensive playbook. All right, this is what I've been waiting on. This is what we all wanted to see. Now they're doing that. They're doing that. They're playing at an elite level week in and week out, okay? Scoring points doesn't have anything to do with just how the way your team is. Scoring points just ultimately puts you in a win column, all right? The more points you score, the more wins that you're capable of getting, all right? We cannot just sit up here and continue to say that, well, we ain't scoring no points. But damn, if the guys are playing good defense, there's no reason to keep on running up the scoreboard. Now, what we did last game was that was called style points. That was just simply called style points. And also that was called a defense not having to answer to anything that we were doing. That South Carolina defense just did not have an answer. And at one point in the game, you can tell where South Carolina just gave up. They just didn't want to play anymore. The game was out of hand. And we just continued to hit the gas pedal. You know, we continue to hit the gas pedal. Who can honestly sit on here and say that they remember when Jimbo Fisher didn't take his foot off the gas and say, all right, well, that's enough. No. What Haynes King did was keep his foot on the gas pedal. Haynes King threw that pass to Max Wright, and Max Wright went the whole distance. Now, was that play supposed to happen? I don't think so, but that play happened because of what? The defense just honestly did not have an answer for anything that Texas A&M was doing. That is what we've been waiting on. This is building. This is building blocks at its finest, okay? Remember that. These are building blocks at its finest. This is what we've been waiting to see, and this is what we wanted to see from out of this Texas A&M football program. We knew that they were getting closer and closer and closer and closer. I just want you guys to realize that each and every week it will be a new Texas A&M. It will be a new system being put in place, and there will just be a new coaching mindset put in place. This is the development process in a football program. This is also a development process in elite football programs. What Jimbo Fisher has been pressing to everybody was that he didn't just want to be good. He doesn't just want to be good. Good is not good enough anymore. He wants to be elite. What happens when you're trying to be elite is you're going to take losses, you're going to take bumps and bruises, you're going to take tough wins, and everybody is going to bring their A game each and every game. The next opponent on our list right now is Tennessee. So we're not looking to the college football playoffs right now. We're looking at our next opponent, and our next opponent is Tennessee. All right? Which, by the way, just lost to Arkansas. So Tennessee is now 2-4. Once again, that doesn't have anything to do with Texas A&M. Didn't have nothing to do with us to why Tennessee is 2-4. Now, our mindset is making Tennessee be 2-5. And we actually go on the road again. I don't remember the last time we went on the road and we scored 48 points like that. And then we left a team in their home field. We left a team at their home field at 3 points. I do not remember the last time where we left any team with 3 points on their home field in an away game. So what we're doing is we're progressing on away games. Our downfall, our biggest downfall was that when we go on the road, we were just not a good football team. We were just not a good football team on the road, and it's been that way for years. Now what we're building is momentum to play on the road and make that stadium into our stadium. You understand what I'm saying? I want you guys to let that sink in. We're going on the road, and now we're building the mindset of making their stadium our stadium. No. We're at your stadium, but we're really home. We're really at home because we feel comfortable being here. We're comfortable. We're just walking around. We're just walking around. Also, what Texas A&M is doing, and what I told you guys on a couple of podcasts back, is this here. We're just, we're just walking along. Meanwhile, we're looking at everybody kind of just fall, because the pressure is on them now, per se. The pressure is on them. So this is what Texas A&M doing. We're just cruising along. We aren't asking for anything. We aren't asking for no respect. We aren't asking for any respect because we're going out and taking it. This is the mindset that we have. We're going out and taking the respect. They don't have to give it to us, and we understand it. We haven't been a winning program like that. So what we're doing is we're building a winning program, and we're ultimately going out and taking it. We're just taking the respect. We're taking it. We don't want to be handed the respect. We're taking it now. You guys had wanted to give it to us for a long time. And I can tell you like this here. Now everybody's starting to buy in. Oh, man, let's take the N&M program. Just make it to college football. No, man, we don't want that. We don't want that. Do what you guys have been continuing to do. And we'll continue to do this here. If you don't want to give us the respect, we'll take it. No. We don't need you guys to hop on the bandwagon now. Stay where you're at. Stay put. We'll continue to just go out there, be mentally focused on the game at hand, and we'll just continue to win. That's just what we're basically going to do. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some stats. Let's get into some stats behind this, because this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see, some stat-wise. All right, so let's go to the stat column. So these are the total yards for Texas A&M, 530. Total yards for South Carolina, 150. I'm going to say that again. Total yards for South Carolina was 150. Total passing yards for South Carolina was 100. Shout out to that defensive backfield for holding those guys to only 100 yards passing. I can't remember a day where we've ever held any goddamn team that I know of in the SEC period, knowing the Big 12, to 100 passing yards. If you guys know that, please let me know. Please refresh my memory. I can't think of a day where we've ever held anybody to 100 passing yards in the SEC alone. All right? Let that sink in. Also, we held South Carolina 50 rushing yards. 50 rushing yards, period. 50. 2.8 yards per play. Once again, shout out to that Aggie defense. All right. Let's go ahead and stand up and give those guys a standing ovation, because we have dragged our asses about playing defense. We have dragged our asses, and we have talked about this defense so much, and those guys showed up and balled out on the road. Not at home. They balled out on the road. In order for your program to get elite, to be elite in all phases of the game, you have to go and ball out on the road too. And that's what they ultimately did. They balled out on the road. All right. Our yards, passing yards, 266. Understand this. Kellen Mond didn't care about getting 300 passing yards. Jimbo Fisher didn't care about him getting 300 passing yards. But he did have 5 touchdowns at the end of the day. He had 5 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 4 passing, with only 266 total yards. When is the last time we've heard that, and when is the last time we've ever seen it? Shout out to the offensive line. This could not happen without that offensive line, those Maroon Goons. This could not have happened without the Maroon Goons showing up and showing out once again. Oh, man, I'm infatuated with those guys and how the way they're playing football right now. Who isn't? If our offensive line ended up there for one of the best offensive lines in all of college football, then I don't know who is. I honestly don't know who is. But those guys, once again, in game number 6, has not given up a sack at all. I'm going to take you to the game where they gave up a sack, and I'm going to remind you guys once again, they haven't given up a sack since the Vanderbilt game. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. To all the guys that's watching this podcast that's a fan of another SEC team or another team in general overall in any conference, let that sink in. 264 rushing yards for Texas A&M at the end of the day. Once again, 266 passing, 264 rushing. This is a balanced team. This is one of the more dynamic, balanced teams you will ever see to play a college football game in this day and age. I'm going to say that once again. This is one of the most balanced teams that you will ever see play a college football game in this day and age. And if I'm wrong, please come to the podcast and let me know. Let me know ASAP. Let me know. 7.4 yards per play. 26 first downs. South Carolina, 9. 12 out of 16 third down efficiencies. Once again, that third down offense, I have no clue of what the hell they run in practice, but it must just be third down plays. Because nowhere in here you have 12 out of 16. Once again, in practice, they must run nothing but third down plays. Once again, in practice, they must just run nothing but third down plays, man. They have to. Nothing but third downs. Guys, hold on, man. Come here, Jameer. Come here. My apologies, guys. But this is my little baby boy. This is one of 3. He loves to come out here and bother daddy when he does this. Come here. He loves to come and bother daddy when I do these podcasts. He loves to come out here and bother me. He's another one of the sons that he'll come out here and ask me. Also, man, my oldest daughter, she'll come out here and ask me if I'm doing it. My oldest son, he'll come out here and ask me, hey, you done your podcast today? I say, hey. All right. Let daddy finish. But yes, man, so to that team overall, man, 12 out of 16 is just unheard of. It's unheard of. So I have no clue. I don't know if they're just running practice just for third downs and saying, hey, well, whatever we use in third down plays, we're going to run that first, second. And then when it gets third, we're going to do another play. I don't know. But, man, kudos to that team, man. Man, we have made a drastic jump and a drastic turnaround from where we used to be. Man. That is crazy to me. 1 out of 2 on fourth downs, though. But hold on, let me back up a little bit. Third down, South Carolina, 3 out of 14. 3 out of 14. Wow. Fourth down efficiency, 2 out of 3. That's fine. They got it like the last of the ball game, stuff like that. 72 total plays for A&M to South Carolina's 53. Punts in this game, 2. Guys, once again, we have not seen a punter in a long time. Hell, I don't even much know if they punt in college football anymore, to be honest with you. We seen it from South Carolina, though. South Carolina punted like 5 times. But anywho, I don't know if they punt football in college football anymore. I have no clue if they punt. Matter of fact, to all the punters that's still sticking around, man, shout out, kudos to you guys. Because I don't have any clue if they're still punting football. I don't. 38 minutes for time of possession. Do you not know that that's damn near the whole game? We play keep away. And that's what you got to play. So shout out to us, man. We are still playing like an old school style of football with the possession thing. But when it works, it works. All right, it works. And how the way Jimbo Fisher is doing it is that he's refreshed his offense to still play a possession game, but at the same time, he's refreshed the offensive plays to play at a skill set of the way how college football is playing also now offensively. So that was the thing about him. I knew Jimbo Fisher was going to get that right. And once he had gotten that right, it was going to be game over. It was going to be game over. So that's just a breakdown. South Carolina had two turnovers also. Once again, guys, Kellen Mond, Isaiah Spiller, Anaya Smith, they don't turn the football over like that. They don't, people. They do not turn the football over like that. Now, did we see some throws that maybe should have been intercepted by South Carolina? Yeah, we did, but they didn't get it. So we're not worried about it. But once again, man, they do not turn the football over like that at all. Shout out to those guys, man. Those guys are doing a hell of a job offensively. So what we want to continue seeing now is just those guys keep on getting better. Day in, day out. 1 week at a time. And that is our mindset. That's our mindset for now. We're going to continue to get better. So once again, this is the rundown. This is the overreaction pod. We will see what happened on next Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Let me double check it. Yes, 2:30 p.m. We're at Tennessee. To anybody that's going to the game, shout out to you. Make sure that you guys wear your mask. Please wear the mask. But we have Tennessee, 2:30 p.m. And that game will be on ESPN, people. That will be televised on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken. That's a 2:30 p.m. game. Good time. And as you guys know, we only had like one 11 o'clock game so far. Other than that, they keep on kind of shifting us to that CBS matchup that's going to be at the end of the year. And I know that for sure. It's going to be against Auburn, especially if Auburn can stay ranked, stuff like that. They're going to have us on CBS with Auburn. And that's fine with me, because it's time for Texas A&M to kind of start legitimately getting out there, kind of getting the credit a little bit, things like that. But we have to continue to win. This is something that this team has to get used to. Also, those guys that are playing now, those guys were used to winning. So they're now transforming to the college level, and they're just trying to take what they had in high school, put it on the college level, and continue to win. Continue to win, because those guys are winners anyway. So once again, guys, this is the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, I cannot thank you all enough. Please continue to hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Also, to the O'Neal family, which is, related to Leon O'Neal, I thank you guys for subscribing and tuning in to this podcast, man. That means a lot. Why? Because I followed that young man, Leon O'Neal, when he was at high school. I followed the recruiting process. I seen a decommitment, and then he committed back. I seen all of those things. He just wasn't sure. He was an 18-year-old kid. Guys have to forgive him for that. He's an 18-year-old kid. He wasn't sure mentally what he wanted to do, but he stuck around. He hung with him. He committed, and now it's paying off in a huge way for him, and as well as those other Aggie commits that committed to when Jimbo Fisher signed that huge contract in 2017. All right, so once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports, guys. To all of my subscribers, I love all of you guys. Continue to subscribe, because I will continue to release content. I do not get paid for this. If you guys did not know, I do not get paid for this. But I am sponsored by Dopeness Styles and King Beards. Remember, go and check those guys out, okay? Once again, it's the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, we're here. We're here. Let's make this thing go global. Let's continue to get it up. And when I get to 1,000 subscribers, that's when I'll be able to go live. All right? So please continue to tell a friend, tell another friend, so we can keep this going. All right? Please follow me on Facebook at JPops. Also follow me on Instagram at JPops2020. And also follow me on Twitter at JPops05. Once again, it's hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Hashtag Gigamagis 2020. Woo!
First down and 10. Mon takes it back. He's going to have a nice game, gets the first down, a pickup of about 13 yards. J.C. Horn, he and McComu, two of the top ones in the country. Mond over the middle into traffic. Weidemeyer with a pickup of 13 yards and a first down.
Through the ground, a dart from Kellen Mond, and you see the natural pass-catching ability.
And coverage. Lane in motion. He looks the other way. Mond in the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. There he is, Anais Smith. Mr. Versatility for the Aggies, and they strike first.
Just Jalen Weidemeyer pushes up, he's going to set a pick, and then you'll see Smith just work underneath. Just a natural pick there by Jalen Weidemeyer. He's working his route, and he works through Foster, cleans up Smith, he sneaks underneath, and it's an easy touchdown for Texas A&M. I love the play design. Once they got man-to-man coverage, perfect position, exactly what they wanted, and an easy throw for Kellen Mond.
2018, actually, last week against Arkansas, second down and 10. They're going to run it into the boundary. This is Spiller getting his giddy up on. Spiller sheds a couple of tackles and out to midfield. Pickens finally brought him down.
Guard Jared Hooker and then Carson Green pave a path. Jalen Weidemeyer getting out in front as well, getting on the safety.
Third and short. Little play fake. Bond Has a man wide open, Weidemeyer. Room service, Aggie style. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
And this is what sets up the play action pass. You run, and he's going to block, and then just sneak out the backside. Nobody accounts for him. You see, he does such a good job selling it with the block, just sneaks out. Kellen Mond waits for him to come open, takes a shot as he delivers the pass, and a wide open man. That's an outstanding job selling the block by Weidemeyer, sneaking out the backside. Drive here for South Carolina.
Great point, Dusty. Hill back to pass. Little pump fake, double move, out and up, and he's going to be picked off back at the 45-yard line by Carper.
Watch him. He never bites on the double move. He stays high, he stays deep, reads the quarterback, in outstanding position over the top, and an easy interception from Keldrick Carper. The last thing South Carolina needed after that long, methodical 10-play, 70-yard drive by Texas A&M. An outstanding, the sticks are, big first down for South Carolina.
Harris cuts it upfield, got a first down, and then more, still on his feet. And brought down to the 21-yard line by Miles Jones.
Question, just an outside zone, and it opens up for Kevin Harris, who's got excellent.
Hill under duress and sacked. Back at the 30-yard line by Hansford.
He is really good timing up these blitzes. No one accounts for him, and an easy gimme sack.
Hear what you're saying because your actions speak loud. The players backed it up with action, and here's a little action by Spiller. Oh, he hit him with the sauce in the secondary. Spiller on the move and finally brought down from behind by John Dixon. A touchdown-saving tackle.
Just a big hole right here off the left side. Opens up, McCollum clears away, Green kicks out, and Spiller hits it downhill as he gets rolling in the open field.
So Spiller's got some wheels, Dusty.
It'll make you miss, too. Look, Jalen Foster in a spin cycle.
Wow. We get to the 3. Mons on the play fake. Open, touchdown, Weidemeyer. And that ties a school record to your little dance, Jalen Weidemeyer.
They move him around so much, we'll see him in a wing here. He's just going to sneak out and go across. And nobody able to stay with him. He fakes as if he's going to block. And look at the protection all day for Kellen Mond to survey the field, allow Jalen Weidemeyer to come open, and it's an easy toss. I just love the sell there. McQuamu has got a man-to-man coverage. He stayed with him, thinking he's blocking. And just enough separation for Weidemeyer to walk in the end zone for a second time this half.
On back to pass, hits his back out of the backfield. Spiller on the run, broke through one tackle all the way inside the 40. A-Chain still in the backfield. Spiller getting a breather after being shaken up. And A-Chain can't be brought down. What an unremitting, unrelenting run by Devon A-Chain. Little option to the wide side of the field. Mond with a great ball fake. Oh, he hit him with the okie doke sauce. Touchdown, Mond.
I mean, it's extremely well done. Foster right here, look at him. He's in a terrible spot. He gets too far outside, cuts it up, and an easy walk-in touchdown for Kellen Mond. He waited, saw Foster commit to the pitch, and then a nice cut into the end zone by Kellen Mond.
Man, he took Foster's ankles. I mean, he broke them. He fractured them. He busted them right there. As Foster falls to the turf, Mons runs into the end zone. 4th touchdown of the night that he's accounted for. 3 passing, 1 rushing. From Union, South Carolina, where he's from, was former Gamecock quarterback Ryan Tannehill, who still checks in with him. And Hill going to be swarmed and swallowed at the 33-yard line. Real poor tone setter. Hill, little out pattern at the sideline. That's going to be ruled a catch by Josh Vann.
What he throw? Look at him climb the ladder, go up, high point the football, get the foot in bounds. Excellent job by Josh Vann.
Freshman receiver takes the snap and hands it off to Kevin Harris. Harris ran through the arms of a couple of tacklers.
Need this first down to try to get back in this ballgame.
Smith in motion. Hill looking to get rid of it. Ball tipped up and intercepted by O'Neal. Still on his feet. Leon O'Neal runs it back near midfield.
Jones gets the tip, and then it's Leon O'Neal with the second interception for this Aggies defense. It's been all Texas A&M here in Columbia.
And 1st and 10 from the 48. Bond over the middle, lays it in there, caught, and another easy walk-in touchdown for Texas A&M. A-Chain off the chain.
On A-Chain, he's just going to run right up the field, and really it's going to be Ernest Jones, who doesn't get quality depth. 2 high safeties. Jones has got to continue to get depth. He doesn't. Perfectly placed over the linebacker's head, and a walk-in touchdown by Devon A-Chain. I also might add a perfectly clean pocket once again for Kellen Mond to survey the field, locate the open target, and pull the trigger. No advantage either way, but still close friends and good coaching.
A-Chain, great move to pick up the first down. Boy, you can tell he's got a lot. A-Chain again. Touchdown A&M.
Touchdown, Texas A&M, A-Chain.
Make sure that he got across the front of the goal line. A-Chain refusing to go down, that knees down, but where's the football? Tough to tell from this angle. Nothing to be able to overturn it with.
This looks like a better angle, Dusty.
I think he's in. I think it's a good call by the official. Great pictures there by our fantastic camera crew.
Boy, what a great story that they did on College Game Day. David Shaw's brother and David Shaw, how he helped save his life, and Shaw Smith putting a little bit of life into this offense for the Gamecocks. Ryan Helinski in at quarterback. Parker White from 49 yards out, ending the Aggie shutout with 5:55 to go in the 4th quarter.
You know, establishing the culture, but it's also bringing in really good players into this culture.
Pass complete. Down the field to Max Wright. And Max Wright is going to slide into the end zone for a touchdown.
Max Wright with the Texas A&M touchdown.
Dual threat quarterback by our ESPN analysts. On the move, nice throw out in the flats. And Max Wright makes one guy miss and strolls into the end zone.
On reauthoring and rewriting the record book.
And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giving Aggies.